Since 1954, Lennar has built over 800,000 homes across the United States.
And here in Southwest Florida, Lennar has also been one of the most trusted home builders for decades. Here's why.
Quality, the best materials, and the latest building techniques.
Value, luxury features and upgrades included at no extra charge.
Service, Lennar is consistently ranked tops in customer satisfaction.
Selection, condominium, coach, single family, and estate homes from the 100s to over 800,000. For more info, call today, 877-45 Lennar.
I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty. Do you want the inside scoop on the top 10 best buys in real estate? I'm talking about deals so hot, there's no time to print them in the newspaper. Join me for the best buys in homes, condos, commercial property, and even vacant land across all of Southwest Florida. So get ready. More real estate best buys is coming at you right now.
Get ready for Real Estate Best Buys. Buying, selling, building, financing? Real Estate Best Buys brings you the very best buys in local real estate, plus breaking news, market analysis and trends, tips and expert insights, and even a bit of celebrity real estate gossip. Don't touch that dial and don't go away. It's time for Real Estate Best Buys.
It's time for the Real Estate Best Buys Housing Report. Let's check in with Mr. Jim Tobin of the National Association of Home Builders. Jim is the Chief Lobbyist and Senior Vice President of Government Affairs. Boy, that sounds kind of official. An important job. But he certainly has his finger on the pulse of what's going on. Jim, thanks for joining us today.
Great to be with you again.
So we're certainly in an interesting market right now. We're seeing some recovery, but there does seem to be still some challenges with the recovery. What are some of those challenges?
Well, I think first and foremost, as you said, we are starting to see a recovery in many areas, not only across the country, but even specifically in Florida, where there's really pent-up demand by consumers to get back into the housing market. And one of the biggest challenges we face as builders is meeting that demand is the ability to finance the construction of buildable lots. And what we're finding is that banks are overly tight in their lending restrictions, and our builders just can't get those loans to start that new construction.
So, from a lending perspective, why really are the banks not? I mean, because I see it. I mean, there are people with, whether they're people or builders or whatever the case may be, but they're good credit, they're stable people, and they're still having challenges. What's the holdup here?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the hangover from the downturn when the banking regulators did everything they could with the community banks to get real estate lending off their books over the last 4 years. They made the determination that the residential construction lending was the bad guy in the downturn, and they basically made banks get everything off their books. So we're still facing that hangover as banks who do have money on their books, who want to lend in the real estate sector, who want to make money because they can make money in the real estate sector, but the regulators are still keeping their foot firmly on the throat of banks and their inability to lend that money out.
Interesting. So that, we would say, is one of certainly the top challenges in this recovery.
Yep.
What else are we seeing?
Well, we're also seeing a supply chain, a building supply chain that, again, is lagging behind the demand. For the last 4 or 5 years, the supply chain has largely dried up, and now we're starting to see supply shortages, price run-ups, especially in lumber prices and wallboard prices that are really starting to hit many markets across the country, especially those new hot recovering markets, really driving the cost up and supply shortages.
And that's for real. I just went through a remodel, and it's unbelievable how the prices are going up on some of these materials.
I hear the Chinese are firing up their drywall factories.
Well,
God.
Yeah.
God forbid.
Hopefully not. We don't need any of that Chinese drywall.
So there needs to maybe be some incentives for the producers to be able to start producing again.
Well, I think some incentives, absolutely, but I also think it's just a matter of getting those factories and mills back up online, and they were perhaps caught off guard by the real takeoff of the housing economy. But I imagine they'll catch up, but it's going to be some short-term pain here.
I know, Lee County, Florida, we just cut our impact fees by 80% a couple days ago. That I
That's
think should
awesome.
help
Yeah.
quite a
That'll
bit.
Yep. Hopefully, some other municipalities will follow suit.
Every Cape Coral lot listing we had lit up in some kind of way. 2 are pending. One's got an offer coming in. So
That's great. And Cape Coral is one of those improving markets that we've identified throughout the country that are starting to come back.
Yeah. Well, that's because of Jeff Tumbarello over here sitting there. he's heading up the recovery. So, in terms of buyers' challenges, we're still seeing some problems with appraisals. How do we? I mean,
And I tell you, and I don't know what we could. I just went through this a horrible experience, and it was because the bank was being really terrific and telling us what they need. We were getting it to them right away. The relationship was going. The thing was going well. Then they go and they hire an appraiser, not even from our area, and this area is so specialized in so many ways, and as many are around the country. That's not unique to Naples, I'm speaking of specifically.
Right.
And it was just, I had to write a thesis. It was like, and I did.
Right.
And the bank looked at it and they said, this guy's nuts, and they hired another appraiser. But my frustration in that regard is that, let's work with people in the community that know the community, not somebody just because they've been approved that are, 25, 40 miles, 80 miles away, because they don't know our market. And it's very, very frustrating.
So Jim, what's the perspective or the radar screen telling us for the improvements? Are they coming? Are they coming short term, long term? What's going to happen here?
For the market or for the appraisal system?
Well, for the market in general.
Well, I think the appraisal system. I think we're gonna have to work our way through that. That is, as you laid it out, that is the exact problem our builders are having and homeowners are having across the country. Yep. But as far as the market improving, I think you're going to see the markets continue to improve. I think there is going to be some short-term pain as far as the constriction in the supply line. Mortgage credit is still incredibly tight for our customers. As you rightly point out, it's more of a mortgage inquisition than a mortgage application these days. Yep. And that is just continuing to squeeze the recovery. And as you know, housing leads the recovery, the larger national economy in and out of recession. Well, we're ready to lead this economy out of the recession. I think we're starting to do that, but there are some real governors on growth right now, whether it's the appraisal system, access to credit for both builders and consumers, labor shortages. We're starting to hear labor shortages are creeping up. There's some real challenges facing us in the marketplace. I said, I think, and my opinion is that it's short term, but it's enough to really crimp our ability to recover.
Yeah, and I guess it's growing pains can be expected, so we'll get through it somehow. Jim, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Folks, the National Association of Home Builders recognizes housing and housing providers as the strength of America. Check out nahb.org. And you can always send us an email, 411@realestatebestbuys.com.
Since 1954, Lennar has built over 800,000 homes across the United States.
And here in Southwest Florida, Lennar has also been one of the most trusted home builders for decades. Here's why.
Quality, the best materials, and the latest building techniques.
Value, luxury features and upgrades included at no extra charge.
Service, Lennar is consistently ranked tops in customer satisfaction.
Selection, condominium, coach, single family and estate homes from the 100s to over 800,000. For more info, call today, 877-45-Lennar.
Hi folks, Jeff Popick here. I'm not only the host of Real Estate Best Buys, I'm a real estate investor, a licensed realtor, and a certified general contractor. I know what constitutes a Best Buy, and Lennar Homes is it. If you'd like more information on a brand new, value-packed Lennar home, call 877-54-Lennar. And as with anything you hear about on the show, you can send an email to 411@realestatebestbuys.com. Need a Best Buy on insurance? Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is the fast, no-nonsense way to obtain quotes on all your Florida insurance needs. Home, flood, auto, condo, boat, life, business, and more. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage serves people throughout the entire state of Florida and shops through over 400 top-rated carriers to get you the very best buy for all your insurance needs. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is locally operated with decades of experience in getting customers the very best insurance value. The people at Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage are the go-to experts at Florida wind mitigation, maximizing your discounts for the lowest premiums. Get a free quote by calling right now, 239-233-8264. That's 239-233-8264.
Of course, you're going to enjoy that free bottle of champagne that Aries Title gives to our real estate investor clients with every closing. But Aries Title doesn't stop there. You'll really enjoy the substantial discounts off closing fees Aries Title offers to our investor clients. Aries Title enjoys working with Southwest Florida real estate investors who help make this such a great place to buy, invest, rent, and sell. The staff and attorneys at Aries Title provide investors with insightful strategies and smooth closings. Aries helps with smart strategies like purchasing property in land trusts and LLCs. Aries Title offers leading-edge expertise in short sale transactions and courthouse foreclosure purchases. Aries Title is Southwest Florida's #1 choice and Real Estate Best Buy's recommendation for expertise in real estate closings, title work, and ownership strategies. To find out how to get your substantial discount and your free bottle of champagne, call Aries Title at 239-530-7111. That's 239-530-7111.
Need a great mortgage? Get the facts on the bottom line. It's Real Estate Best Buys.
Folks, if you're going to do something, then do it right. Let's check in with Real Estate Best Buys Legal Eagle attorney Mark Shapiro. We're going to be talking a little bit about the changes or the upcoming changes in the foreclosure procedures, which is no small issue here. Welcome, Mark. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you, Jeff. Well, they aren't changes yet, but these are proposed changes by the House, which was proposed by our local representative, Kathleen Pasadomo. And it actually passed vote in the House 9-2, and it is now before the Senate. And all indications are it's probably going to pass by the Senate in some form or another. So let me kind of summarize the changes and then talk about them a little bit.
Okay.
So basically, the changes are designed to make the foreclosure process quicker and easier for the lenders. So what they're proposing is that there's a summary procedure. Now, the banks will have the choice to go through the normal procedures that they always have gone through, or they can elect to go through a summary procedure. If they elect to go through a summary procedure, the lenders that is, they will have to file affidavits stating that they are in possession of the note or establishing chain of title, and they will also have to agree to waive their right to pursue a deficiency. In other words, if they foreclose and there's more money owed, they will have to waive their right to pursue collection of the balance. If they agree to that, then after they file the foreclosure complaint, the burden of proof will actually shift to the defendant to show cause why the foreclosure should not be granted. And if the defendant cannot show good cause why the foreclosure shouldn't be granted, then the foreclosure will go through right then and there immediately. So the foreclosure process can effectively take, possibly as little as a couple months rather than dragging on for years.
Mark, can I just ask you a question?
Yes.
In that showing cause, is that through the courts?
Yes.
Okay.
So in other words, you don't have to produce a note. You just have to say you have it.
You have to file an affidavit saying that you're in possession of the note or establishing the chain of title.
All right.
Now, the problem with this, as I see, is that, well, first of all, the banks that have their act together, that have the notes and have done all their paperwork the way they should have, they really don't get delayed by the foreclosure process. And I can tell you firsthand, because I do foreclosure defense, those are the most difficult ones to defend. They get pushed through very quickly and very easily. The ones that kind of linger in the court system are the ones where the plaintiffs, the banks, have done wrongdoing, have done fraud, have done robo-signing, and those sorts of things which cause lots of delays for them in foreclosing. So really, it's those banks that are probably going to take advantage of this new summary procedure. So in effect, you're rewarding the banks that have committed the wrongdoing, and the banks that haven't committed the wrongdoing probably won't elect to go through the summary procedure because they would have to waive their right to pursue a deficiency. So in effect, you're rewarding the very banks that have caused this problem.
Quite a conundrum.
Mm-hmm.
Second is this, I think the banks, in my experience, it is true that there are cases that linger in the court system. But what is the cause of that? Is it because they can't get hearings in front of the court? No, in my experience, it's that these banks are voluntarily taking their good old time foreclosing. And I think, this is just my opinion, but it's one of a couple things. One is the banks don't really want to foreclose quickly because they don't want to flood the market with inventory. They want to foreclose slowly enough where they can introduce new properties into the marketplace and give the market enough time to absorb that, because they're the biggest holder of real estate, and if they flood the market, they're going to drive prices down, and if they drive prices down, more people are going to foreclose, and it's going to affect them the worst. The second thing is you have servicers that are probably not in any big hurry to foreclose, because if you're a servicer and not the owner of the note, you actually get paid a fee for servicing that loan, and you get paid an extra fee for servicing a loan that's in default. So the longer a person's in default, the longer you collect that default servicing fee. So I think it's the banks themselves that are creating the delays, not the court system.
It's really interesting. And it's really quite still a minefield. So, folks, Mark Shapiro is an attorney and a leading expert in real estate law. One of his specialties is the foreclosure issue. So if you have a home that you've got some issues with, by all means, get in touch with Mark. You can check out his website at attorneyshapiro.com. That's attorneyshapiro.com. And Mark, just want to thank you for coming on today. And maybe next week we can talk a little bit about the rights of even some tenants that are in some of these properties that are coming up for foreclosure.
Okay, I look forward to it.
Thanks, Mark. Appreciate you coming on.
Welcome.
Folks, if you have any questions or comments for Mark Shapiro, feel free to send us an email here at 411@realestatebestbuys.com. That's 411@realestatebestbuys.com. And also you can just check out Mark's website at attorneyshapiro.com. That's attorneyshapiro.com. This market is it's a little bit like the Wild West, so we're still trying to figure it out. Need a best buy on insurance? Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is the fast, no-nonsense way to obtain quotes on all your Florida insurance needs. Home, flood, auto, condo, boat, life, business, and more. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage serves people throughout the entire state of Florida and shops through over 400 top-rated carriers to get you the very best buy for all your insurance needs. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is locally operated with decades of experience in getting customers the very best insurance value. The people at Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage are the go-to experts at Florida wind mitigation, maximizing your discounts for the lowest premiums. Get a free quote by calling right now, 239-233-8264. That's 239-233-8264.
There's a wise old saying, you cannot build a solid structure on a shaky foundation. Nowhere is this truer than when it comes to the construction of your next house or commercial building. Often overlooked, concrete is one of the most important parts of the building process, so be sure to call the best in concrete construction. General Concrete Corporation. General Concrete builds slabs that are level, walls that are plumb, and buildings that are square. This will save you time, money, and headaches now and well into the future. Call General Concrete at 239-571-1100. for a free quote on any size job. New homes or commercial buildings, remodels, additions, even patios and sidewalks. General Concrete gets it done right the first time. Call General Concrete now at 239-571-1100. That's 239-571-1100.
Of course, you're going to enjoy that free bottle of champagne that Aries Title gives to our real estate investor clients with every closing. But Aries Title doesn't stop there. You'll really enjoy the substantial discounts off closing fees Aries Title offers to our investor clients. Aries Title enjoys working with Southwest Florida real estate investors who help make this such a great place to buy, invest, rent, and sell. The staff and attorneys at Aries Title provide investors with insightful strategies and smooth closings. Aries helps with smart strategies like purchasing property in land trusts and LLCs. Aries Title offers leading-edge expertise in short sale transactions and courthouse foreclosure purchases. Aries Title is Southwest Florida's #1 choice and Real Estate Best Buy's recommendation for expertise in real estate closings, title work, and ownership strategies. To find out how to get your substantial discount and your free bottle of champagne, call Aries Title at 239-530-7111. That's 239-530-7111.
Real Estate Best Buys is the place for Real Estate Best Buys.
Welcome back. You're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys, the place for Real Estate Best Buys. I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty.
I'm Jeff Tamburello of Steelbridge Realty.
And good morning, Sandy Pastor, Prudential Florida Realty.
And it's time for our woulda, coulda, shoulda. Still hard for me to say.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda,
All
coulda,
right.
shoulda.
It seems to be common vernacular, but not in my world. But anyway.
No, it is our world.
Yeah, well, sure. The market's on fire. I just don't know of a different way to put it.
It's insane. I mean, it's a good insane though.
Yep.
It's everybody I talk to, every agent, everyone that walks in to the offices that we have. It's people are buying. They are here to buy.
And
They're
I can't
not
even
here
tell.
to just look.
I can't even tell you how many times this week I've gotten phone calls from somebody calling about a particular property. They want to buy it. It's like, well, sorry, it's sold. And I've got one right here. I've even talked about it on the air a couple of times. This is a vacant lot on Marco Island, 1982 San Marco Road. Direct access with huge water views, $258,900. And now this one is now gone, just sold this week. Probably to get this kind of view, this kind of location, if you possibly could, probably $400,000 or more. Mm-hmm. So this is certainly a woulda, coulda, shoulda, and it's continuing. We're going up the ladder again on price. You got a woulda, coulda, shoulda there, Tamburello?
Yeah, we just last week sold. It's funny, a couple moved one condo complex over, $240 for 2,025 square foot. Overlooking the river, high-rise condo in Point Royale, literally $240. That's $118 a square foot for a riverfront high-rise condo, and that is a nice place. The way the pool's set up, you look at the river, And a year ago, there was a lot of product in there at $170. Now the stuff's trading at $240, and before you know it, it's going to be, you can't build a high-rise riverfront condo for $118 a square foot.
I don't think so.
And at some point, everything hits what intrinsic value is, and and then you kind of like that guy that when you left high school, you realize there was a whole room full of girls you should have been asking out. Now you get out in the real world, and they're harder to find.
Yep.
You actually gotta seriously. I mean.
And you don't even know how to do it anymore.
Yeah, you don't even know where to
how
find
do I
them
ask
anymore.
a girl out, right?
But this is big time coulda, woulda, shoulda, because this would the view was to die for. It's probably one of the best views because you get some high rises that everybody wants to be on the penthouse, but if you're on the 50th floor, you're not going to see anything. You know what I mean? You got to look down at your toes to see anything. And where this was on the third floor, you kind of had the world right
spot.
there.
It's a great perspective of your view as opposed to being up so high. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
Yep. Yeah. Where you can actually watch the birds from above the birds.
I spend a lot of
their back, which is.
I spend a lot of time with the condos and stuff on the beach, and that's exactly what it is. You get, depending on where you are, down too low, you don't get the depth of the Gulf. If you're up too high, you'd have no perspective. I mean, you barely see a grain of
it's just
the
blue.
sand. But we're finding that it's not even that the prices are going up. It's just that there's nothing there. It's gone. I mean,
Well, that's what's going to fuel the prices. I mean, in my experience over the years, good times, bad times, it is the inventory. It's the level of inventory that's going to determine
the
pricing.
perception of the inventory.
Or that.
Yeah.
All right. I'll take that point well. So, yeah. Prices, if we have a limited supply and increasing demand, prices can only go one way.
Because August of 2005, we started gaining inventory. And it took the world about 6 months to figure that out.
It took me a while.
Well, and new construction's the same way. I mean, you look at Tiburon, for example, and what WCI is doing with the Marquesas and the mid-rises in there, for example. They do still have one model, but they have a waiting list for the next phase of build-out, and they're not even going to give you pricing on the final phase. So they basically have nothing to sell. There's nothing to sell right now. And the other development, which is new, Manchester Square off of Livingston, they have less than a dozen homes left. I mean,
Sandy,
that's a new community.
You work with a lot of buyers.
Yes.
How do you get them to realize that without sounding like you're selling?
Well, you know,
I'll
tell you, I was just telling you guys, I was working very late last night, and one of the things I do is we sit down at the computer, and I pull up the comps, and I pull it up in, or not comps, availabilities. Forget comps for a minute, but availabilities. And, in their area, what they want. I don't even put in a price point. Let's just talk about, okay, there's, I don't know, 70 high-rises along this stretch of the beach. There's 24 units available. One's 15.5 down to maybe 800 or something. 24 units. You drive around and they think, oh my God, I've got a field day here. But you sit down and you actually look at what's available. And then you start honing in on their price point or what they want or how many bedrooms or what their view is or whatever. And that's just the way it is.
It's interesting.
It's an interesting thing. And if you don't really try to educate the buyer, you're going to be miserable.
What we do? We have a big screen LED TV that they see the same thing we do right now.
Oh, no, absolutely.
To do it.
Yeah, that's what I have, too, in my office.
All right, folks, you're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys. In a minute, we're going to be talking about the top 10 Best Buys that are still available. They're going to be woulda, coulda, shouldas pretty soon, but they're still available. The top 3 warning signs of fatsoitis. If your tushy jiggles, you may have fatsoitis. If your six-pack is now a keg, you're a case study in fatsoitis. If you go on diets, you're a lifelong subscriber to fatsoitis. You really need to read Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. That's right, Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. It's a funny title for a deadly serious subject, and one I know all too well. I'm Jeff Popick, and I'm a genetic fatso. I was born so fat that the doctor who delivered me compared me to an elephant. Literally. And that was just the beginning. I lived through intensely painful bullying and isolation as a fat child, emotional torment as a fat teen, and a lot of physical pains and diseases as an obese adult. Then, over 20 years ago, I discovered the secret many doctors and pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about. Today, I live thin, healthy, energized, and happy. I transformed my miserable existence to a joyful life worth living. No calorie counting, no carb counting, no point counting, no dieting, no nonsense, and no fine print. Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis can show you the best kept secret of the millennium. Learn how you can be one of those people who eats all the time, never diets, and yet stays thin their whole life. Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis is a very quick read, less than an hour, that can transform your life today. Go to Thin-O-Matic.com. That's Thin-O-Matic.com. Learn to live thin without dieting. Go to Thin-O-Matic.com right now. That's Thin-O-Matic.com.
Don't make a buy without Real Estate Best Buys.
Folks, you're tuned to Real Estate Best Buys, the place for Real Estate Best Buys. I'm Jeff Popick, and talking today with Matt Devereaux of Lenora Homes. Matt, thanks for coming on today.
Hey, thanks, Jeff. Thanks for having us on.
One of the things that I find really interesting is builders like Lennar. I mean, you're a major national builder. You know your stuff. Years ago, before the bust, there were a lot of builders that were canceling real estate land acquisition deals. And now Lennar, for example, is actually out there looking to actively buy land. So that's a really interesting thing. What should that be telling the public at large about what's happening in real estate?
You know, Jeff, I think one thing it says about us is that we have continued to believe that Southwest Florida is a place that we see ourselves for a long time, and we still see it as a land of a lot of opportunity.
Yep.
The real estate, the market is obviously getting healthier, and because of that, we want to make sure that we're positioned in all the right areas of Collier, Lee, and Charlotte, and all the counties on the west coast of Florida here, so that we can make sure that we have a home for everybody's needs.
Yep, and it's an amazing thing. You guys are putting homes all over the place across all of Southwest Florida. One of the properties that I find amazing is Treviso Bay. That's a property that, had some challenges when it first came out of the ground. It may have been a timing issue, but things have clearly turned around with Treviso Bay. Why did Lennar decide to go into Treviso?
Jeff, I think Treviso Bay is one of those properties that we'll look back on and realize that you're never going to be able to duplicate what it was. The original developer, they put such an infrastructure in with the massive and just beautiful bridge and the TPC golf course. I just don't know if that is ever going to happen again in South Naples, especially west of US 41.
The location is just unbelievable. Just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, to be 5 minutes from Fifth Avenue, to have a TPC bundled golf course where the membership comes with your home, to offer homes from the high 100s to over, it's really just a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, and at one point the golf was a different situation. There was a private equity, so it was an entirely different cost factor for somebody who wanted to play golf.
Yeah, it was. With the original developer, it was a six-figure ticket to purchase the golf membership, and so now you can pretty much buy the golf membership and get a free condominium. You get a free
condominium. There you go.
Yeah,
so you are putting homes in Treviso Bay. You're putting condos in Treviso Bay. What seems to be the popular size for a place right now?
We have a different product offering for obviously each price range. We go anywhere from 1,200 square feet up to 4,000 square feet. And we've seen a good mix from condominiums, verandas, coach homes, smaller single family, and then the large luxury estate homes. It's really been an even divide across the board. We've sold just about 180 in our first year, which is well above what we thought we would do. Fantastic results. So it's really across the board. Some people decide they just want to test the market, so they buy a condominium, and we've already got people who are moving up in the community after they've realized what a special place it is.
Yep, it is. And if somebody wants to just get some more information, what's the best way to do that? Go to a website, just go to the sales center? What do they do?
Yeah, either one. You can go to TrevisoBayVIP.com or stop in our sales center. It's 9004 South Tamiami Trail, and one of our sales counselors would be happy to show you the property, the golf course, and give you a good understanding of what we've got going there.
Awesome. Matt, thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Jeff.
And let's get to the top 10 very best buys across all of Southwest Florida. The soon-to-be woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda. We got to teach you to say that fast.
I know. It's just not intuitive. So, who's going to get us started with the top 10?
Sandy, I'll start, absolutely.
Let's go. All right.
Got an amazing opportunity. This is a condo in Heritage Bay. Great location. It's a Lennar development. Wonderful amenities. This is a 2+10, 2.5 bath, over 1,400 square feet. This is listed at $74 a square. This doesn't happen in Naples, for gosh sakes. Has a lake view, long lake view, actually. And, great location, great neighborhood, golf course community. It's a bundled community. Asking price is $105,000 for this 2+10, 2.5 bath. Amazing opportunity for somebody because, they're going for a lot more in there now. So if this is something you're interested in, give me a call. Love to show it to you. 239-595-0714.
All right. That is a top 10. Tamburello, give us another.
The property just listed. It's 1211 Fifth Avenue in Lehigh Acres. This is a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. It's a frame house in good shape, though, built in 88. on a half acre with a fenced yard, 62.9. This thing's essentially move-in ready. It's in really good shape. You could just about put it on the market and rent it as is. A 4-bedroom with that big of a yard, and especially fenced, I'm thinking $795 a month. And it's in an area, Lehigh, that we've had a lot of success in, particularly flipping even. We've had a lot of success in this area. If you'd like more information, give us a call at Steelbridge Realty at 239-694-3300.
How alive and well is flipping right now, would you say?
If you can find the inventory, there's a ton of buyers, but you just can't. Well, the old way of finding the inventory, which was find the Rio that had sat on the market for 90 days and, pin your ears back, is gone. Now you've got the old school investor of go out in the market and hunt them down. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Well, last week I had this. It was a top 10. It might now be a top 3. There's been a price reduction. This is 148 Gulfstream on Marco. Single family home, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It has been completely redone from top to bottom. Virtually everything is brand new. Again, 148 Gulfstream Street, almost 2,000 square feet under air. The asking price was $374,500. It is now $348,000. Oh, my voice is going a little bit. I'm never off the phone.
You're doing that Tallulah Bankhead thing, aren't you?
Oh, man. $348,900. This is an absolute best buy. It is a steal on Marco. Like I said, new everything. So if you'd like to see this one or get more information, give me a call, 239-450-3000. Sandy.
Got a great rental income possibility. This is a quad in Golden Gate Estates. These are smaller units, but they're 1 bedroom, 1 bath, or I think there is one of them that's an efficiency. 2 of them are 1 bedroom, 1 bath apartments. The other 2 are efficiencies with a bathroom. This has a new roof. These are concrete block construction. Central water and sewer. Each unit has a separate electrical. This does cash flow. The asking price for this is $135,000. I mean, this is like the old days. So this is something, Golden Gate City is a great rental area. If this is something you're interested in, would love to show it to you. Give me a call at 239-595-0714.
The old days, this is 2002. Is that what we've kind of talked about that a little bit.
Actually, 03.
03. All right.
So last February was the first month I'd seen an increase in sales count, money in motion, and all pricing. And that's a boom. There's no denying that now.
Wow, it's just amazing. So things are churning. Folks, you're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys. When we're not on the air, feel free to check us out on the web at realestatebestbuys.com. Also, get in touch with us. Let us know if you have a property you want to sell. If you have a property you want to buy, 411 at realestatebestbuys.com. That's 411 at realestatebestbuys.com.
Of course, you're going to enjoy that free bottle of champagne that Aries Title gives to our real estate investor clients with every closing. But Aries Title doesn't stop there. You'll really enjoy the substantial discounts off closing fees Aries Title offers to our investor clients. Aries Title enjoys working with Southwest Florida real estate investors who help make this such a great place to buy, invest, rent, and sell. The staff and attorneys at Aries Title provide investors with insightful strategies and smooth closings. Aries helps with smart strategies like purchasing property in land trusts and LLCs. Aries Title offers leading-edge expertise in short sale transactions and courthouse foreclosure purchases. Aries Title is Southwest Florida's #1 choice and Real Estate Best Buys recommendation for expertise in real estate closings, title work, and ownership strategies. To find out how to get your substantial discount and your free bottle of champagne, call Aries Title at 239-530-7111. That's 239-530-7111.
Need a Best Buy on insurance? Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is the fast, no-nonsense way to obtain quotes on all your Florida insurance needs. Home, flood, auto, condo, boat, life, business, and more. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage serves people throughout the entire state of Florida and shops through over 400 top-rated carriers to get you the very best buy for all your insurance needs. Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage is locally operated with decades of experience in getting customers the very best insurance value. The people at Fort Myers Beach Insurance Brokerage are the go-to experts at Florida wind mitigation, maximizing your discounts for the lowest premiums. Get a free quote by calling right now, 239-233-8264. That's 239-233-8264.
There's a wise old saying, you cannot build a solid structure on a shaky foundation. Nowhere is this truer than when it comes to the construction of your next house or commercial building. Often overlooked, concrete is one of the most important parts of the building process, so be sure to call the best in concrete construction. General Concrete Corporation. General Concrete builds slabs that are level, walls that are plumb, and buildings that are square. This will save you time, money, and headaches now and well into the future. Call General Concrete at 239-571-1100. for a free quote on any size job. New homes or commercial buildings, remodels, additions, even patios and sidewalks. General Concrete gets it done right the first time. Call General Concrete now at 239-571-1100. That's 239-571-1100.
Hey, Mr. Seller, make yours a Best Buy with Real Estate Best Buys.
Welcome back, folks. You're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys, where we entertain, enrich, enlighten, and this is the place for Real Estate Best Buys. I'm Jeff Popick of Marco Island Realty.
I'm Jeff Tumbarello of Steelbridge Realty.
And Sandy Pastor of Prudential Florida Realty.
And I think we've only talked about 4 of the top 10 Best Buys, so let's jump in and get another one. Tumbarello, you want to get us started off here?
Got a golf access home in Cape Coral. Basically has a basin view near Veterans. $249.9 this thing is listed at. That's $99 a square foot for a golf access pool home. Does need some work. It's kind of got that REO feel to it. It's built in '88, but $99 a square foot for a basin view with a pool. I mean, yeah, carpet and paint cost money, but not that much money. If you'd like more information, you can give us a call at Steelbridge Realty at 239-694-3300.
Okay, Sandy.
Okay, great opportunity for a large, beautiful home in Golden Gate Estates. This is very close in the estates. It's got 2.73 acres. This is over 4,600 square feet. It's a 5-bedroom, 4-bath home, built in '92. Great condition. This has also obviously got plenty of room for horses and a barn or stalls or whatever you want. This is listed at $399,999, which is $85 a square. Unbelievable opportunity. This is a pool home. It has a spa, has a huge screened-in lanai, surrounding the pool and the spa. Great entertaining area outside. This is a special deal, close in, large home that will be a woulda, coulda, shoulda for sure.
Yeah. Yep.
So if you're interested in seeing this, give me a call at 239-595-0714.
All right, and talking with Lennar Homes about Treviso Bay, I've got an absolute woulda, coulda, shoulda to come. This is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom condo, if you will, in the terraces section of Treviso Bay. $188,000. $188,000 for a brand new condo. This is on the 4th floor, so you're on the top floor of the building. 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, brand new, upgraded kitchen, upgraded cabinets, stainless steel appliances, granite, all that stuff. $188,000 for brand new in Treviso Bay. This is amazing. If you'd like to see it or get more information, give me a call, 239-450-3000. Who goes? Tumbarello, I think you're up.
It would be Sandy, actually.
We got a... All right,
Got
Sandy,
another
let's
one.
come
I'd
on.
love to talk about this one too. This is a condo actually in Layla Resort, which is a fabulous community. Lots of wonderful amenities. 3 golf courses in this And they just added, I forget how many, I think they're up to 13 tennis courts now, and beautiful clubhouse. There's restaurants on site. This is a 3-2 with a western view, over 1,600 square feet. This is built in 2002. And Lely, of course, is very, close to downtown Naples and the beaches, a great location. Good opportunity. This is listed at $165,000, which is $102 a square. I mean, hello. This is, another one of those. It's definitely going to be a woulda, coulda, shoulda. It's also got a lake view. It's got a 1-car attached garage. Just an amazing opportunity here. So if you're interested in this end of town, this area, and want a really sweetheart deal on a condo in a great community, give me a call, 239-595-0714.
The problem the buyer would have is deciding which of the 13 tennis courts to play on.
And they're nice. I play there. It's nice.
Amazing. All right, Tom Morello.
Got a freshwater lot in the Cape, 1223 Southwest 7th Court, listed at $23,900. You look down the length of the canal. The beauty of this canal leads to many lakes, Lake Kennedy, Lake Alhambra. You could get on your jet ski and take your grandkids to Sunsplash, the water park. I mean, that is like grandparent of the millennium kind of stuff. You know what I mean? You're the grandpa on TV after you pull that one off. And the beauty owner will finance this lot as well.
Maybe I'll buy it.
Yeah, you should, Jeff.
Wow.
You could add it to your collection of just stuff you buy, just
for the
heck of it, right?
Like the Lamborghini.
That's it. I need a place to park the car collection.
Yeah. If you'd like more information, you give us a call at Steelbridge Realty at 239-694-3300.
Or you could grow mangroves. I mean, not mangroves. Mangoes. What am I trying to say?
You can't harvest them.
Yeah.
They get mad.
Mangoes.
All right. Spending too much time in Pelican Bay.
Yep. Folks, you're tuned in to Real Estate Best Buys. We're talking about the top 10 Best Buys across all of Southwest Florida. It's going to be next week when these are going to be woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Oh, absolutely.
And maybe by then I'll be able to say that a little bit quicker.
We'll practice with you. We'll have you do a little more rehearsal.
All right. Folks, also, if you'd like to get in touch with us for anything you hear on the show, 411@realestatebestbuys.com. That's 411@realestatebestbuys.com. We're going to take a break and be back after this. Stay tuned.
Since 1954, Lennar has built over 800,000 homes across the United States.
And here in Southwest Florida, Lennar has also been one of the most trusted home builders for decades. Here's why.
Quality, the best materials, and the latest building techniques.
Value, luxury features and upgrades included at no extra charge.
Service, Lennar is consistently ranked tops in customer satisfaction.
Selection, condominium, coach, single family and estate homes from the 100s to over 800,000. For more info, call today, 877-45-Lennar.
Hi folks, Jeff Popick here. I'm not only the host of Real Estate Best Buys, I'm a real estate investor, a licensed realtor, and a certified general contractor. I know what constitutes a Best Buy, and Lennar Homes is it. If you'd like more information on a brand new, value-packed Lennar home, call 877-54-Lennar. And as with anything you hear about on the show, you can send an email to 411@realestatebestbuys.com. The top 3 warning signs of fatsoitis. If your tushy jiggles, you may have fatsoitis. If your six-pack is now a keg, you're a case study in fatsoitis. If you go on diets, you're a lifelong subscriber to fatsoitis. You really need to read Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. That's right, Thin-O-Matic Cures Fatsoitis. It's a funny title for a deadly serious subject, and one I know all too well. I'm Jeff Popick, and I'm a genetic fatso. I was born so fat that the doctor who delivered me compared me to an elephant. Literally. And that was just the beginning. I lived through intensely painful bullying and isolation as a fat child, emotional torment as a fat teen, and a lot of physical pains and diseases as an obese adult. Then, over 20 years ago, I discovered the secret many doctors and pharmaceutical companies don't want you to know about. Today, I live thin, healthy, energized, and happy. I transformed my miserable existence to a joyful life worth living. No calorie counting, no carb counting, no point counting, no dieting, no nonsense, and no fine print. Thin-O-Matic cures fatsoitis, can show you the best kept secret of the millennium. Learn how you can be one of those people who eats all the time, never diets, and yet stays thin their whole life. Thin-O-Matic cures fatsoitis is a very quick read, less than an hour, that can transform your life today. Go to thinomatic.com. That's thinomatic.com. Learn to live thin without dieting. Go to thinomatic.com right now. That's thinomatic.com.
Make some money on the buy with Real Estate Best Buys.
I'm Jeff Popick of Real Estate Best Buys, talking now with Jeff Tamburello. Jeff is a leading expert in real estate investments and want to talk a little bit about some investment insights. One of the challenges is managing our investments, and part of that challenge is managing the contractors who manage our investments. So, Jeff, what's your thought on that? How do we manage the contractors?
Well, it's you can take a really good deal and make it a really bad deal with the right or wrong contractor, if that makes any sense. And I've had a lot of experience. I've got all the scar tissue someone can have, and it's been in both directions. I've got some great contractors in my life. I've had some ones that I just kind of scratched my head and said, "Why did I do this?" What I've found is, you don't want to. First, I find out, is this their first rodeo? And I've come to the conclusion, I do have some friends do stuff for me as side jobs, but I've come to the conclusion on side jobs that you're essentially getting, most guys doing side jobs, you're getting what a contractor would do at probably 75% of the price, but you're only getting about 50% of the knowledge.
Yes, sir.
And I've learned the hard way with guys doing side jobs that there's a reason why some of them work for somebody, and you need that guy to supervise. And with that said, I've got a couple friends that when something goes wrong on my house, he comes by and fixes it. What I've also found is, you want to pay them in draws. You never pay them up front, particularly somebody who, I get it. If you're going to buy materials or you're going to get some drawings done, you do need money up front, but I shouldn't pay you the whole deal before you walk in the door.
Yeah.
And then another thing, when you're looking at when they give you an estimate, one thing that sticks in my head, I had a guy that billed me to repair or replace the bathroom fixtures, and they were Moen faucets. And he bid it to replace a new faucet in the tubs and in the sinks. And all he did was stick a new Moen cartridge in, which is fine, but what I would have done at the end of that, what I learned from that one, is strike replace or strike repair. Let's decide which one we're doing right now. And essentially, I got billed for a brand new faucet, and he bought about a $15 cartridge. And I understand he's in business to feed his children, but I'm also in business to get the best deal for my asset as well.
Sure.
So that repair or replace, some guys do that, and you want to be mindful of it, particularly if it's a $15 cartridge versus a $180 faucet.
Yeah, those are good tips, and never pay up front for a job. Never.
I believe in giving some good faith money. I mean, I don't take a contract without a deposit, but
still, there are those contractors who want to get paid up front for one reason or another, and usually they're not good reasons. So avoid that. Jeff, thanks for talking about this. And if people want to check out your website, it's SWFLREIA for Southwest Florida Real Estate Investment Association.com.
Yep.
So SWFLREIA.com. In celebrity real estate news, Bob Hope's Palm Springs estate is on the market with an asking price of $50 million. That's a 50, $50 million. This is a 23,000 square foot estate with an outdoor area that can seat 300 people. I've done the math. That comes to about $166,000 per friend. So I'm glad I'm not that popular. Bob Hope's wife died in 2011. So if you are a social butterfly, this property is now up for grabs. In other news, the New York Yankees star Alex Rodriguez has just put up his 20,000 square foot home in Miami on the market for a cool $38 million, or if cash flow is your thing, and we talk about cash flow a lot, you can rent it for only $125,000 per month. And I'm looking into whether or not that includes cable TV. We'll let you know on that one. And if New York is your thing, Kelly Ripa and husband Mark Consuelos have just made their New York apartment available for $24.5 million. Sure pays to host a morning TV show. They paid $9 million back in 2005, so you never know. Maybe they'll negotiate a little bit. And lastly, if you can't just simply decide where you want to live, the Material Girl, Madonna, has placed 2 properties on the market, one in Beverly Hills for $22.5 million and one in New York for $23.5 million. So give Madonna a call and see if she'll do a package deal. That's Celebrity Real Estate News. I'm Jeff Popick, and you're listening to Real Estate Best Buys.
Tune in every week for more Real Estate Best Buys. Also, you can make money, save time, minimize effort, and avoid some pain by logging in with our team of experts at realestatebestbuys.com. That's realestatebestbuys.com. Until next time, may all your buys be Real Estate Best Buys.